Hey friends, on this quick episode of DIYNate, I have a clogged Jeep sunroof drain that is causing leaks, and I'll show you in just a second here. But right up here I can see some water pooling. A lot of times I'll see this in my dome light as well. So this pooling issue is pretty common. It happens from time to time, usually after about a year of clearing the Jeep drains. At least for me, I end up with some stuff building up here in the sunroof drain, and I've got to clear it out. So there's a couple ways I've used in the past. I used some weed eater line to get through there, and I've used a few other solutions, but this time I'm actually going to use an air compressor, and I'm going to try and clear out the drain. I'm going to shoot some compressed air down there and see if we can get it unclogged. So we're going to test it out and see how it goes for us. Let's get to it.
You're watching DIYNate. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to tell me about your project in the comments.
Okay, here we are with the dreaded leaky water from the little dome light here where the sunroof is backed up, and it got a pretty heavy rain coming in today, and so that sunroof drain is just not letting water flow down fast enough. So I've got water now hitting my dashboard and coming down from there. So we're going to try that compressed air solution once it stops raining, and hopefully that'll free this up for another several months. And these Jeeps are kind of notorious for having this problem, so it is what it is, but it's kind of annoying when you get splattered with a bunch of water coming out of your dome light. And also make sure to worry about electrical, mechanical, and interior look issues. Okay, this is a little bit of a beater of a car, so I'm not too worried about it. If it was a nicer car, I'd probably be more concerned. But you can see there's a pretty big wet spot building up right here. In the past, a lot of times I've seen it really dripping down from here. Had a somewhat heavy storm yesterday, and right there as well. Looks like right in here I've got some damage going on there. So I'm hoping just by clearing the sunroof drain, we'll be able to see a good example of how to do this and how to deal with it. Okay, first things first, you can see water pooling up here in the top. So definitely tells me that there's been some water sitting. And of course I got pollen and a bunch of other junk up here. But these little drains, sunroof drains, you probably can't see them very well with the video, but they're right in here in the corners. And we're gonna try and clear them out a little bit on the top side. And then we're gonna use some compressed air to push through it and see if we can get that cleared out nicely. And we'll test it out a little bit with a cup of water and see how the water doesn't drain. And that'll give us a good idea of what's actually happening as well. Okay, the tool I've got for this project is a little cheapie from Amazon here. Just shoots compressed air. Got my air compressor porter cable sitting right there and a long hose, so I can just drop it right into the Jeep there, and we'll see how it goes. Let's give it a shot. When I fire it, it's got some pretty good pressure. We'll just use this as an example. So that's pretty good, decent pressure. When I run the compressor, I'll take a little background noise, but it'll work pretty well. It's dried up a little bit since earlier today. It's popping in or a little later. So I'm gonna pour some water in here and just to kind of give an idea of what happens. And we're gonna see if this drain fills up. And see if it drains fast. You can see how fast I'm pouring that water in. In a perfect world, it'll drain through there. But you can imagine if it's not working, it'll keep filling up. You might create some problems yourself. So we see it's not really draining very fast, and it's spilling over to that other side as well. Keep filling this in, see how we're looking. Let's see which side I've got water coming up from the bottom drains. Get an idea of which of my drains are most clogged. Probably one versus the other. But you can see that water just sitting there. So if it's raining, this is what you're going to experience. And as you start driving, it's going to go forward. You get a little bit more there. And I'll give you an idea of what we're doing. Normally, if your drain's not clogged, down here, we would see water coming through, and it's just barely dripping on this side. So I know that drain is clogged for sure. Let's go check out the other side. This side, I've got no water coming out. So both drains are plugged. So I'm going to try and get in there and see if I can let that clear out some of that debris. We'll see how it goes. But all that water sitting right up there in the top is kind of a problem. So let's get to it with the air compressor. Yeah, after a couple minutes of letting it sit here, you can see that water is still pulled up there. So I've got my air compressor out, ready to go. And I'm just going to check and see if we got anything dripping on the inside. I don't see anything coming down, but that's okay. That's kind of what we expected. And so here's my porter cable air compressor right here. And I've got a nozzle on the end here. I'll leave a link in the video description to find something like this for cleaning out your drain, but we're gonna go ahead and run this air compressor and see how the compressed air does. All right, so first step, we're gonna try and locate the hole, and it should be tucked up right up here, somewhere in this neighborhood. It's a little tough to see where these are. There we go. And shoot. spraying water all over my car there. Probably because I'm not in the hole at all. It's kind of hard to reach it from this angle. And great news, just with that shot right here on this side, the water is now pouring out actively. It's coming down at a pretty good pace. So the air compressor trick works very nicely. We're gonna try the other side. There's our water coming out. So boom, just like that, little compressed air shooting it down the hole. Does the trick every time. I've already let that water drain, so on this side I'm just gonna reach in here again and see if I can get my nozzle down the side here. A little hot out here today. I think we're pretty good here now. Not quite the output I'd like at this point, but we're gonna pour some water in there and see if it drains. Got a little left in my cup here, so we'll go ahead and try that one more time. Ideally, all that water starts pouring out. You see it's coming down pretty good there. It's coming out pretty nicely now, so we're gonna run one more cup of water down it and see how it does, but another shot with the compressed air probably won't hurt. If you recall, we ran this test on the other side to begin with. I'm going to use this side this time, and we'll see how much water it takes to fill up this drain. And I'm pouring a whole cup here. We're hoping we don't see it backing up, and if we do, we'll shoot some more compressed air. But right now, that's a whole cup right there, almost at the halfway point. It's going a lot faster than it did the first time. And just like that, the compressed air really did the trick. You just see it going down quickly. So a clogged drain will back up on you like nobody's business. And then down at the bottom here, take a look at it. Both sides cleared the drain nicely. Lots of water coming out now, and we are good to go. So that's how you clear a sunroof drain on your Jeep Compass or a variety of other models. Compressed air works a lot faster, a lot better. In my past experience, I've tried using weed eater, wire, and feeding it down through there, but compressed air, if you can get it, something with a curved end like this one, works out really well. I like that this has got a little bit of that angle. I've actually tried it with another version, and I'll show you the other one I had in the past. And I had a little trouble getting this into the slot because it was a straight angle. So something like this couldn't quite get into the angle I needed. It does have a rubber tip, so I probably could still use that and it'd still probably work out pretty well. But that curved angle works out real well for me. So I'm gonna clean them out one more time here and we'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching DIYNate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. All right, we're simply gonna take our compressed air wand here, shoot it down that hole if you can find the hole. You'll see what I mean here about switching out the head. And as I change this one, see it's a little harder to reach in that spot. I'd still do the trick, but it doesn't have that angle, and you may not be able to get all the debris out of there. So I'm a big fan of trying this curved shaft, and it seems to work out pretty well for me. And finally, shot underneath. See a lot of water up under there, and we did well. All right, folks, hope you enjoyed this video. Using a little air compressor, a little compressed air shot through your sunroof drain should work for you. However, depending on what your solution is, we'd love to hear it in the comments if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you, or what else you might have tried to help everybody else out. So thanks for watching DIYNate. Have a great day.